Good morning students. Now this is your today's revision video of chapter that is teeth and digestive system. In this video we will learn about the teeth and digestive system. Now you can see that the teeth has two sets, that is the temporary teeth and the permanent teeth. Temporary teeth are also known as milk teeth because they come at the age of 2.5 years old. When you become 6 years old, then these teeth will fall down, and in place of these teeth permanent teeth came. Okay, these permanent teeth are 32 in number, and they are much sharper and stronger than the milk teeth. Okay, so now we will learn about the different types of teeth. So there are four types of teeth, that is the incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Okay, you know that incisors are very sharp and they are flat teeth in front of each jaw. They are responsible for cutting and biting. Okay, for canines, they are also very sharp and pointed teeth and they are used for tearing the food. Premolars are flat and broad teeth and they are present next to the canines. Now you can see also there is a picture of the permanent teeth. Okay, now these premolars are helpful in crushing and chewing the food. You can eat the food properly with the help of premolars only. And the last one is molars. Molars are broader than premolars and help in chewing and grinding the food well. Okay, they are helpful in chewing your food and grinding the food properly so that you can easily eat the food. And now if we will look at the number of these teeth, then incisors are 4 in each jaw, canines are 2 in each jaw, premolars are 8 in each jaw, 4 in each jaw and 8 in the whole mouth, and molars are 6 in each jaw. So the total number of teeth in one jaw will be 16 and in both the jaws it will be 32 in number. Now next topic is parts of a tooth. You know that tooth has two main parts, that is the crown and the another one is root. You can easily see that the white part is known as crown, and this is the part which we can see and it is present outside the gum. The root part is of the tooth is inside the gum, which we cannot be able to see. And listen students, the outermost white part is the hardest substance of the body and it is known as enamel. Okay, now the below the enamel there is a hard dentine, and inside the dentine there is pulp. In the pulp there are blood vessels and nerves, and it forms the central part of the tooth. Now after this we will learn about how to take care of our teeth. So our next topic is taking care of teeth. Now students, you know that whenever we eat or chew something, then some of the food particles will left in our mouth, and because of that the food particles will create a yellow or will deposit a yellow sticky layer on our teeth, and that layer is known as plaque. When the germs which is present in the sugary food, then it will convert that sugar into acid, and that acid will attack on our enamel, that white part. Okay, and it will make a hole, and that hole is known as cavity. Okay, so if this cavity will reach to your pulp, the inner part of your tooth, then your tooth starts paining and it results in the bad breath, toothache and indigestion. So what you have to take care tooth. So what you have to do, there are certain ways to protect your teeth. First, you have to brush your teeth twice a day, in the morning and at night. Then you have to clean both the inner and the outer surface, as well as the upper teeth downwards and lower teeth upwards. Okay, then you have to brush your chewing surface of the molars and the premolars, as they are flat and broad. So you have to clean your teeth properly. Whenever you will eat something, you have to rinse your mouth properly so that you can remove the food particles which get present in between the teeth. Then always avoid eating too many chocolates and sweets. Then every day or on a daily basis eat fruits and vegetables. The last one is visit a dentist in every 6 months. So students, here we have done with our teeth. Now our next topic is digestive system. Okay. Now let's see what is digestive system and what is the process of digestion. The process of digestion is that process in which the food get broken down into simpler substances with the help of organs. Okay, and that organ will lead to the digestive system. So here is the digestive system. You can see there is a diagram of digestive system and how the process of digestion takes place. Let's do this. Okay, let's read it. First of all, your digestive system will start from mouth. In this, saliva is present, a watery liquid is present. So whatever food you eat, it will get mixed with that food item, and then it will create a soft substance, a soft moist substance, and the digestion will take place properly. Next is esophagus, a pipe like structure which helps to pass the food from mouth to the stomach. Then next to esophagus is stomach. In the stomach there are some digestive juices which digest the food properly in the stomach. Now next to stomach is the small intestine. From the stomach the food passes into the small intestine. Okay, here also digestive juices are present which digest the food completely, and whatever nutrients will be released out after the digestion, that will be absorbed by the walls of the small intestine through the blood. Okay, then the blood carries all the nutrients to the different parts of the body. Okay, then there is a gland in between the small after that there is a gland that is known as students, just remember, from the small intestine the food get passed through large intestine, but before that we will learn about the liver also. Okay, because liver also plays a very important role in the digestion of food, as it secretes a digestive juice called bile juice. Okay, and this bile juice will move into the small intestine through a duct for the digestion of food. Okay, now we'll come back to the large intestine. Whatever food which cannot be digested into the small intestine will come in the large intestine, and then in the large intestine all the water get absorbed from the undigested food, and then what is left will be in the form of feces, in the form of waste products, and then that waste products will get pass through your body, pass from your body through anus. There is the last part of the digestive system that is known as anus, and through anus whatever waste product is there, it will get eliminated out, it will get released out from your body. Now after this, what is important? That healthy eating habits. So keep in mind that what you have to follow: healthy eating habits, always chew your food well, eat a balanced diet to stay healthy, always eat fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, and drink plenty of water, like 8 to 10 glasses of water daily. And before and after every meal, whenever you are eating something, you have to wash your hands thoroughly, you have to wash your hands properly. Now our last topic is microbes. Microbes. Okay, the microbes are the very tiny living things which we cannot be seen through our normal eyes. To see them we need an instrument that is known as microscope. Okay, you can find microbes everywhere because they are so tiny that they can be present everywhere, but some microbes are useful and some are harmful. So first of all we will learn about the different types of microbes. So here are the 4 different types of microbes. Now what are these 4 types? That is, the first one is bacteria, then fungi, then virus, and then protozoa. So the first one we will discuss about bacteria. Okay, bacteria causes disease like typhoid and tuberculosis, and many more diseases are there which bacteria causes in a human being or in the animals. Okay, next to bacteria is virus. Okay, now virus causes disease like polio, common cold, AIDS. There are so many disease which virus causes. Okay, then this is one of the very dangerous microorganism we can say, because it causes most of the disease. Okay, now after virus, the another microorganism is fungi. Okay, now this fungi causes skin disease like ringworm and athlete's foot. Okay, the last microbe is protozoa. This protozoa causes disease like malaria and dysentery. Okay, now as we have done with all our types of microbes, and we have just read about that these microbes are very harmful, but in the starting of this topic I told you that some of the microorganisms are very useful also. Okay, so now with this we will learn about the uses of microbes also. Some microbes are used to make bread and bun. Some are used to make curd from milk. You see that milk has been converted into curd because of some of the microbes. So we can conclude that some of the microbes are very useful also, and some microbes help in decaying of dead plants and animals. Some plants and animals were just here and there on the forest and on the road or on the ground, and some of the microbes like fungi, these are helpful in decaying of them so that our environment can be neat and clean. So thank you students, revise this properly.